Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Happy Thursday before NFP. Right before the open, we're here. I saw basically this huge range during London, and it's the day before NFP, so not really gonna get involved with anything, especially the first hour of the day. Probably not. So definitely be careful today. Or I don't even have my Ninja Trader open because I'm like, I don't want to even get tempted into a trade. We literally just like make a Word doc. It's a funny meme. I was gonna write like NFP protocol and put it there, but whatever. Good morning. Yeah, I have no directional bias either. So I was like, a little late to the stream today because I was like, I might as well toast myself a bagel. Okay, yeah, someone saw the webinar. Yeah, we can like, you guys can put suggestions for like topics for future webinars. Yeah, it's butter. I do like adding honey though. I forgot about that. So this is 50% of like the previous opening range gap. We have a high here. Like what we can look at for sure is if it's likely that ES will hit Monday's high first before anything else does, and there might be an SMT formed there. Because NQ is very far from it. And ES is not. So, you know, huge range during London. Right, this is ES here. Monday's high is much it's closer, much closer to that. Right? And then NQ is. Looks like during London, it came back and took the sell side from Wednesday's London session and just ran up. I think I saw some comments about people like, how would you say? Saying they wish they traded London? Yeah. It's time to start trading London, everybody. So definitely like chill for the first hour. That's what I'm doing. And also, Powell is speaking again today at 10. Yeah. Look, that's like some sort of. Okay. So pretty much the market looks right now, right? Like basically like a sinusoidal wave like this. So what does that mean? It's like consolidating. So not really in the mood right now. I feel like, you know, by the end of today, we'll have 4 days of data for NFP. Anyway, let me have a bite of my bagel while I read some of the chat. Alex Howden, I'm not born yesterday. Do you like Imagine Dragons? What are your thoughts for NFP tomorrow? I'd like to see it take out the daily relative equal lows. I know, right? Like, I was looking for us to go to previous week low. Yeah, right here. Like, we didn't tap it here, so I would think that generated liquidity, so I would like that, but we'll see by the end of today. Yeah, my prediction is like ES will take out Monday's high. And like NQ won't. So watch ES here. It's pretty close to it. It's like 11 points away. So it's about knowing when to get involved and when not to get involved. That's good enough. Let's put an alert there when that happens. You guys know how to, at least I can maybe tell you guys how to get TradingView to send you text messages. What do you think? How to set that up? Yeah, someone said don't leak your number. I'm not gonna. I'll just send you guys the Twitter thread my friend made. How to set it up. She made a good step-by-step. Someone said that they're gonna FOMO long. Okay, good luck. I mean, you know, I do think ES is going for Monday high, so then whatever momentum traders want to do, you know, I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna really do that. Someone said they liked my nails. Thanks. I actually bought this new nail polish a couple days ago. Nail polish is pretty expensive, actually. It's like $15 for nail polish. Well, I mean, it's cheaper than getting your nails done. I used to get my nails done, but now I don't have time. And also, it's not a relaxing experience, okay? I know my audience is mostly men because that's finance, but it's not a relaxing experience at all. You sit there and they're just like, you know, it's very overstimulating. Just being like, you know, someone's handling your nails and like, you know, I could just do it myself for now. I don't have the time either. It's like an hour and a half of my day, like gone, or 2 hours. Right? If you include getting there and back. Yeah, I know I have some women here, but like not a large percentage. Candace Nicole hates getting her nails done, yeah. I feel like someone else said it's a waste of time. Yeah. I should kind of go to a spa. Like, I gotta do something relaxing. I'm like a little bit high strung, just like doing too many things. I have a lot of things to do. Nacho says that as a man that has gotten a mani-pedis, I think it is the most relaxing thing in the world. Okay. I feel like, you know, you're not there as long though, because they're probably just getting like clear polish, but that's, you know, to each their own. Some people like it. What up, Peter Shep? It's so expensive too. Yeah, it's like depending what you get, right? Typically at least $100 for me. Most people hate the nail polish smell. I know, when I was like a teenager and I would use nail polish, my dad would get mad. I can't read Cyrillic. Are NQ1 futures and NAS 100 the same thing? Yes. Andrea Matovic. Anyway. It is the same thing. I don't know why you retracted your message, but you can check out my free webinar I just posted as a regular video. I also spoke about other Forex equivalents for anybody who's bigger into futures or coming from Forex. That webinar is for you. John, that's funny. Might be true. That's okay. You don't have to delete that. Why do you use NinjaTrader for trades, but TradingView for charting? Because TradingView is pretty much like everybody uses for charting, right? And I like all the customizable things. Probably the easiest charting software to use. And I find out like if I just execute on there directly, it does lag a little bit. And also you can't really copy trade on there. Meanwhile, NinjaTrader, I've noticed the candles load faster. And also, I really like the advanced trade management system they have. So when I click, you ever notice me just like buying the bid or buying the market order in? You can see the brackets are already made automatically because I already have customizable advanced trade management orders where I have already, if I click NQ, it's already put in a 20-point stop loss and a 50-point take profit, and I just have to adjust it a little bit when I'm in the trade. So I like that a lot about it. It's just a lot easier to put in the orders and manage a trade. Why does anyone use NinjaTrader as TradeAway bad? On NinjaTrader, you can have multiple prop firms. On TradeAway, you can't really, so... Stefan, kako si danas? Dobro sam. I'm good. Do we skip NYAM such London had a large range? Pretty much that's what I'm doing for now. At least the first hour. Most likely, because huge range for London, right? 50 points for ES. That's a 1% move already. Or more than 50 points, honestly. You can use the measuring. 61.5. And for NQ, what is it? $310 points for NQ. Yeah, I'm good, bro. It looks like a sinusoidal wave. It's literally going to consolidate or move so sharply and not like it's not something you want to be involved in. It's a day before NFP also, so it's also just generating liquidity on both sides likely, and then we'll see what ends up happening. Yeah, I do speak Croatian. Yeah, someone says you can only have one window open on TradingView while connected to Tradeovate. Also, the order management is real crap. No real bracket orders like NinjaTrader. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm ethnically, yeah, I'm Croatian. And can you say Luka Modric in Croatian? Okay, I guess I did. Tanya, can you trade my funded futures via TradingView? Yes. What's your thoughts on trading the whole session versus trading morning time? I recommend just sticking to one session because I've done trading the whole session for a couple weeks actually, and I was exhausted. And I still kind of am doing that. But like when I first started streaming, I was only doing the morning. So, and I think I was handling everything a lot better. So you're gonna get really burnt out if you're trading both morning and afternoon. Can you say Brozovic? How many languages do you know? English, Croatian, a little bit of Spanish, and a little bit of ancient Latin. Thanks, now eat your bagel. Yeah, I'm gonna take one bite while I'm reading more of the chat. It's more gonna be a little bit more interactive with the chat today because, like I said, it's NFP Thursday protocol. Don't lose your pants today. Alright, let's see. Hydra, thanks for the donation. Day before NFP, it's holiday. After NFP, that's when professionals print money. Yeah, pretty much. I am still gonna stream tomorrow after 8:30. I'll probably stream earlier tomorrow because a lot of times actually NFP does give you also sometimes they'll give you the entry at 9. So we'll see. I agree. And also I'm probably going to stay on the 5-minute tomorrow. And one thing you want to know about NFP is if you are going to trade it, like, first off, don't trade it if you're just starting out. Oops. So you really don't want to be trading from Wednesday, like 7 a.m., but I did trade yesterday, until tomorrow at 8:30. But still, you shouldn't really trade if you're a beginner NFP. It is going to be wider, more volatile. So you have to, like we said yesterday, you have to adjust your position sizing, because for larger, wider stops, it's not uncommon to have like a 30 to 40 point stop on NFP days. But what I start with my Fund Futures account, Tradeovate or NinjaTrader. So you want to click Tradeovate, and then you go to NinjaTrader configurations and you click NinjaTrader in the configurations, and you just add your credentials and then you use it on NinjaTrader. Okay, don't click NinjaTrader because then they're going to give you Rhythmic. Well, actually for my Fund Futures, I think it's interchangeable, but just to be safe, you want to click Tradeovate because then you'll have options, or Trading View. Because then you could, I think I click Trading View. If you click Trading View, that's a Tradeovate account. So you can use it on Tradeovate, Trading View, and NinjaTrader. Yeah, so if you're going to use Rhythmic, I click Rhythmic for Top Step, because you on NinjaTrader, if you're going to copy trade, you can only have one Rhythmic connection and unlimited Tradeovate connections. But Top Step only allows you to use their Tradeovate connection. So you can't use Top Step for Tradeovate if you want to copy trade everything. So use it for Rhythmic. And that's the dealio for that. How much is a reset on my funded futures? Actually, they're like 30% off right now if you use code Tanya Trades for starter accounts, and 20% off expert accounts, actually. So if you have an expert account that needs a reset, you know, that's actually, I think they gave me a code for that, right? Was that it? Oh, no, that's not that. That was like, we had a flash sale once on stream. I might ask them again for another flash sale for expert. We did that last week. Because they don't really do sales on expert accounts, and that's what I use because it's the best. It is a little bit more expensive, but like you're paying for better withdrawal rules and better rules during the funded. But yeah. If you use code Tanya Trades for basically everything, it'll give you the best discount. News is coming. Yeah, Tal is speaking at 10. My anticipation is that ES is going to run up to Monday high. So just bounce on this little 15-minute order block. It's following this bullish order flow. Right? Mitigation block here. And fair value gap. Bounced. Push up. Fair value gap. Order block. Push up again. So let's see if it does. I mean, like I said, it's Thursday NFP protocol, so I'm not really getting involved. Especially Jay Powell is speaking, that's going to be erratic. But I will be reading the chat more today. What is the difference between ESH and ES1? Right now, nothing, right? But you have to execute on ESH. That is the next expiring month, right? I mean, the most current contract, right? So we're actually in the middle of rollover, but by the end of next week, we should be going over to the next month, right? So ESH is the contract expiring in March. ES1 just always puts the most up-to-date contract in the front. So like when it rolls over, it's gonna switch to that June contract itself. But yeah, we're gonna be checking bar chart next week to make sure to see which contract has the most open interest and volume in it. Once it switches over to June, then we gotta switch over to the June contract. Someone said the deep V is so crazy here. Yeah. Someone said that like London didn't really offer a entry, just went flip flip. That's just like the nature of things right now. That's why I'm not really getting involved anyway. But let's see if like we get there. Let's take a poll. Do we think ES will hit Monday high? This was a London turtle soup. I know, and I don't trade those turtle soups. So, you know, what in those kinds of markets, yeah, you can. That's the only kind of entry available. No, you can't trade ES1. That's just like a charting. Someone asked, what does ICT mean by immediate rebalance? See if I can find it on a chart. Probably on the one. Like this. This candle. Like it didn't make a fair value gap. This candle just immediately rebalanced, tapped this candle's high and went up higher. This is ugly, you see? Look at this. This is just chippity choppity. So, huge move during London pretty much makes the first, especially the opening range, choppy. Okay, 79% said yes. So let's see. Will it go for it or nah? What am I eating? I'm eating a bagel with butter. Plain bagel. Which is the Bagel Buddies like icon for the first month. I can't see your trades. I'm not trading right now. I don't have Ninja Trader open, so I don't get tempted to get in a trade because impulsivity is crazy. Butter over cream cheese? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. No. Guarov said there's too many bulls in the chat, so we're gonna dump hard. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. J-Pal is speaking now. Let's see. Let's see. Will she go for it? How much is she up on the day? 0.65%. Okay. Bro, that was so funny. I slipped on my armchair. I almost fell. That's funny. Bro, I can't believe that. That's funny. Yeah, basically, someone said slipping while sitting is a skill. Yeah, I'm not, I can be a little bit clumsy, but yeah, I lean too much on my armchair. But why I started laughing is because I have the YouTube chat open and I have, it's like a 10-second delay. I can see the own video, so I was watching it to see how that looked like. And that was so funny. Papa now must have slept in, yeah. Yeah, he's definitely not trading today. Michael's not trading. Yeah, what happened? What's interesting about live streaming is like, it is a lot like being, playing a sport, being a professional athlete, in the sense that you have a few good days and people will call you GOAT or whatever, and then you'll have a few bad days, and then people, the media or whatever, people would turn on you and say, you're washed or whatever. But the real ones stick around. So, even Kobe Bryant, he was awesome. The media did not treat him well at all, right? Do I have to pass the challenge on eval monthly, or once I pass it, I just pay the monthly fee? Neither. So you pay a monthly fee until you pass, and depending on the prop firm, so read the FAQs, you're probably going to have an activation fee. For pretty much most prop firms, there's an activation fee once you pass, and then there's no more monthly fee. Pretty much everyone has an activation fee except for the My Funded Future expert accounts. So they are more expensive upfront. So you gotta treat them more like a real account. And I swear that pressure, the fact that they're more expensive has really gotten me better at like just treating them more seriously, and I haven't blown up those accounts. So it's interesting how that works, right? Like, when you have, like, a certain amount of trading days you need to complete, then it sort of pressures you to take a trade for some prop firm accounts. For me, that's happened last Friday. And, I was just trying to scalp to make $200, and then I ended up, like, red 1,000. It was kind of comedic. But, like I said, with the professional athlete thing, like, then I flipped long and I said we're gonna have an uptrend day all day, it's gonna go up, so I made the money back, Same with Thursday, but like I'm kind of tired of being a little silly and taking some trades where I don't need to be. So that's something I'm working on, and if I like increase my win rate, like I'm going to be making even more money. So yeah, you got to just pay a monthly fee for all futures firms are different than Forex in the fact that it's cheaper, but it's monthly. So but most people pretty much pass within a month. But if you don't pass in a month, then you'll have to pay the monthly fee again. But let's say you're up 2,000 or whatever. And you're close to your goal, like obviously that's not going to reset or anything. But if you like blew your account, most of these firms have it. So like if you blew the account and then the monthly payment happens, then like they'll give you that free reset. I think some people are speaking like Arabic. I don't know Arabic. Tanya, if I buy a couple of Apex evals, do you know if there's a limited time to start them? Or I can start one now, other next week, or next month. With Apex, as soon as you buy it, it starts then. So then you'll have like a month and then you'll have to pay the monthly. So don't buy one until you're like ready to start it. And that's with actually, I think all the firms that I use. So Top Step's the same way. So don't buy one until you're ready. Yeah. Why does like Arabic have like numbers? That's so interesting. Why price is not volatile? Powell not talking. I think he is. So let me see, my editor sent me some questions. Good job on your webinar. I learned something new. Thanks. Okay. What is HHH? Is that like ha 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 in like Arabic? Morocco, Algeria. It's enigma in our talk. They are asking Powell questions. Yeah. Powell fall asleep today? I fell asleep yesterday. I didn't fall asleep. I was just I was just tired and bored. I was in profit in my trade and I was just laying back and everyone was like, wake up after my Mickey Mouse. Yeah, it is laughing. Okay. I have a moderator. Okay. Can I talk Italian? Can I speak Italian? Buongiorno. Bellissima. What's my trading routine like when I come up to screens to trade? First off, I do a mental game warm-up. So brainhq.com is good. I have 4 screens. And then I'll check like the daily, the weekly, the daily, the hourly. If I already checked the weekly and the daily like previous days ago and I already know, then I'll just go to like 4-hour hourly. Do a live stream of Sniper. I like him. Matt is cool. I think he's actually like in the New York, New Jersey area. We're good. We're friends. From Somalia. Good to see your channel. Welcome. Can you speak Romanian? No. So yeah, I mean, Powell's speaking. Not much has happened. We'll see. Like 10:30 maybe starts, or 10:15 macro, right? But for me, what I think, whenever there's a huge range during London, I don't trade until after 10:30. But today's like NFP protocols, I probably won't trade. It was like even bigger. It's like double my huge range. Definition, which is like 100 points. It's like 300 points in NQ. We can actually see here, if you go to like, and ICT does talk about this, I think in maybe core content. Okay, so don't flame me for using an indicator, but like if you use average true range, and then you switch this settings to, where is it? Here you are. Put the settings to 5. You can see how the volatility is increasing because the average range of the daily candles over the last 5 days has been going up. So from ES, it used to be like 40 points a day, the whole range. Now it's like 54. So how much of an increase is that in the volatility? 54. It's like a 35% increase. And like we can do the same on NQ. Went from 240 points. Now it's like 280 points. Even before it was here, it was like really volatile around this time. So point is like more volatility means like wider ranges, which pretty much typically means you gotta have wider stops and smaller position sizing. But it's good in the fact that it's higher volatility and like you're gonna make more points than usual. You can have higher RR. Is my chair Herman Miller? No, but like I like this better than the Herman Miller. Like I don't think the Herman Miller has this headrest. So I like it. My brother had a Herman Miller and then he moved to California like last summer. So he left it here because it's like chairs are heavy. I don't know, maybe we'll ship it out to him. He left it in New York and then I was like gonna use it, but then I was like, I don't like it that much, honestly. It's really heavy too, so like I was like, I also don't want to move it, so I just bought a new one. This is like, I did research. It's like the best $300 chair on the market or something. It's like $360 or something. I think it's a South Korean brand. Oh gosh, what are people saying in other languages? Keep it to English for the most part, or else we might have to just put you in timeout because when did he say that about Bitcoin? Did you guys hear that alarm? That was the mental game reminder. So for anyone that's in a trade. Tanya, I'm famous in Morocco. Yo, you're gonna be put in timeout. Put him in timeout. It's an insult in a Moroccan dialect. It's very rude. Don't tell me. We're not going to be saying... I don't swear in English, so we're not swearing in any other language. Andrea Matovic. Okay. Andrea Matovic asked, like, do you think that trading indexes is better than Forex? And if so, why? Yeah. So I just posted a video on my main page, a main video from the webinar recording, reasons why. So the futures market is well regulated. The brokers, you're all trading the same chart and the same prices because all the brokers have to send all their customers' orders to the CME, right, which is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So there's no slippage. And there's also pretty much virtually no spread. It's like a spread of one tick, which is nothing. So there's no chance of getting like slipped or manipulated. You get better fills. Yeah. Plus, we talked about this earlier. It's like Forex is tricky because like any day, like a country could just make an announcement, right? And you can be in a position and they can manipulate the market too. So if indices, it is more like less manipulation. Like when we talked about the Swiss franc decoupling, depegging with the euro. And like, when did that happen? I think that was pretty recent. Was that like in 2018 or like 2010? Swiss franc decoupling. And ICT talked about this. That was in 2015, I think. Wow. So essentially the Swiss government was like, oh, okay, now our economy is actually good. We don't need to be pegged to the euro, right? So I said at first, no matter what, I think the Swiss franc was like worth 80% of the euro. And they basically announced like very suddenly, we're not going to do that anymore. And then that like pretty much immediately, it like went up. The value of the Swiss franc went up 30%. So that definitely bankrupted some Forex traders. But also, it created a lot of issues in those countries where people took mortgages in the Swiss franc. So from Swiss banks. So countries such as Croatia and Poland, those people were really put in tough financial situation because now they owed even more on their homes because now the Swiss franc was worth even more money than their local currency. So now they owed like 30% more on their homes than they did. Hello, Tanya. Hi, Jerome Powell is here. Yeah, that's so funny. Jerome Powell in the chat. No, don't tell me to say anything. Yo, actually, ban that guy. It's that same guy. You're gonna just get banned. Sorry, bro. You're just banned. We gave you a couple of warnings, and pretty much I don't really give warnings anyway. What? Who's taking that silver bullet long with you? Good luck. Good luck, bro. ES is the stronger one. I don't really see a fair value gap anyway. It's not really great. Guess like there's a 2-minute fair value gap. I don't know. This was a 15-minute order block. You can mark that out for people. But like I said, I'm good. It's Thursday, large range, huge range. See if it gets there. It did tap a little bit in a 2-minute order block. I mean, fair value gap, but not much else. So I think it could definitely come back into that fair value gap. 5-minute one. There's a 5-minute one. You know, it's not in any rush to get there. Doesn't seem like. Let's see what happens at 10:30. A lot of times, right, so it's like 10:21. I've seen like when I'm like eager to get into a position or something and I just get in at the earliest tap of the fair value gap. And I know it's like tougher conditions. I've noticed that typically you can just wait and you could get a better entry around like 10:45, 10:50. So I have 10:30 marked out just because like that's like an hour into the session. And like I said, typically when there's a large range, I won't get involved for the first hour. What up, Jerome Powell? Like, what aren't you supposed to be answering questions? Is he still talking? Probably is. It's only been 20 minutes. Tanya, what's your A+ setup like? I feel like I should make a video about that, right? Like, checklist for my A+ setup. And it will probably be good for me. And I literally know like what my most common mistakes are too. So I think I should write that out as well. So let me actually get a notebook so I can write it out myself first. So with an A+ setup, you basically want a lot of different confluences, a lot of different things lining up, and you don't want to. I'll write it in my notebook, then I'll write it on the screen. Or maybe I should just type it on the screen. I'll just type it on the screen. A+ checklist. You need confluences, which I will list. Confluences. We need can only frame one side. Bullish / bearish. Right? Can only make a case for one side. Okay. So here are the different things. Confluences. So look, first off, you kind of need like a higher time frame bias, right? But I'm trying to make it simple. One second, I got a text. Okay. Here are the different things. Okay, so liquidity run. That's the first thing. And so I'm listing everything that would be a confluence for an A+ setup. What the heck? Okay, whatever. Liquidity run. SMT. That adds confluence. Advanced market structure. So 12 of 2022 mentorship. Right, so already advanced market structure is aligning with your bias, which means, right, there was an intermediate term low created and then a short-term low created after that, which is a higher low. And then you look for the market structure shift. And then enter. My A+ entry confluences. Or what? This is like A+, right? So it's when a breaker block and an order block are pretty much in the same area, aligned in OTE. Move that here. See, we're sort of just grinding up. I wouldn't be surprised if it does retrace again. With a fair value gap. A confluence instead of A plus. If it was an A, then it would just be like breaker and fair value gap, which is like unicorn. Why are you talking about beer in the chat? Bias is the most important thing, yeah. But what is bias essentially? Bias is knowing the draw on liquidity. Right, so I just kind of think of it as liquidity. Knowing the draw of liquidity and slash direction, right? It's the same thing. Narrative so bias is where I don't know why it's like this. Okay. I'm like pressing delete and it's doing that weird thing. I'll just do Control Z. It's like where the market is going. Narrative is knowing how will it get there. What does that mean? Will it be a low resistance liquidity run or a high resistance liquidity run? Right? What does that mean? Is it going to be choppy? So is it going to go there clean, which is low level? Because I start with low resistance liquidity run. So is it going to go there clean? Lower lows, higher highs. Or will it get there? Or will it be choppy? Consolidation conditions where it might run your stop before getting there. Seek and destroy. Okay, so low resistance liquidity run is pretty much like what we had yesterday morning, probably. Right, just like lower highs and this day too. Lower highs, lower lows. Right? Just straight up like that. Is anyone taking a screenshot? I wonder if they are. Let me know in the chat if you took a screenshot of this. Then I would feel better about doing some work there. High resistance liquidity run, I have it here. This chop. It's going to chop before it gets to your target. Or like we've seen on my stream, like it's going to take like instead of 20 minutes typically it takes to get to my target, it's going to take like an hour, right? And first I'm going to, it might not run my stop or something because I'll put the correct stop, but I might sit in drawdown for like 10 minutes first because I got in right away and like I got in at the first fair value gap and maybe I didn't wait for like into discount, like kind of like yesterday a little bit. So I might sit in like drawdown for like 10 minutes. Meanwhile, low resistance liquidity run, it will give you like just like 2 minutes to get in and you'll be in profit like right away. And you'll get to your profit target in like 15 minutes, Like, look at this. This is high-low. This is pretty high resistance, right? Like, it's just grinding Low resistance is like, you know, NQ moves like 50 points in 10 minutes, in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. High is like, high resistance liquidity run is like, it takes 30 minutes to hit 50 points. Key part of A+ setup is time. That's true. I forgot that one. Time is like during the macro. Or that's just like secondhand to me, so kill in the kill zone / macro. Either or is fine. Okay, Andrea Matovic, you're talking about indices CFD instead of futures. I don't really trade CFD, so I can't really tell you. They're not legal in the US, which is why all these forex firms are starting to ban US residents from trading it. So I can't tell you. Somebody loaded the barcode printing on NQ. Yeah. NQ's not even at Tuesday's high yet. Right, so if you look at the daily, like we're way above Tuesday's high for ES. And NQ's not there, even close to that. I mean, it is kind of close to it, but it's not there yet. So we have this, right? This took like the all-time highs, this candle, and then we created a fair value gap there, and then we inverted it. And then yesterday we rejected pretty much at the CE of that. I don't need this anymore. So we'll see what happens here today. If we don't close back above it, then if the body of the candle, especially if it closes below the midpoint of this fair value gap on NFP, I would like NFP to take buy side and then go for the sell side. But alas, we'll see. We'll have so far, pretty just happy with my decision of just like not really getting involved. It's been a very slow grind up, and if I was in a position, I would just be not in a good mental state. Just like really, I'd probably be really impatient and annoyed. Let's see if it comes back to. What was this? This is I marked out the 2-minute fair value gap. I like to see it come back, maybe like to the 5-minute one. We'll see, because like see what happens there. Very slow grind up, right? From here to there, like moved 5 points in like 20 minutes. Meanwhile, when it's good conditions and fast, like it will move 5 points in like 2 minutes for ES. You guys agree? Delicioso. Me gusta tacos. Me gusta comida de Mexico. Okay, Tanya, when you pass an account with My Funded Futures, are there any rules when taking a payout? Yeah. For the starter accounts, they do like, so like most futures firms do cap your withdrawals. It's a way of them protecting themselves from gamblers, right? So, or seeing a good trader before, you know, seeing a good trader before they take out so much money so that they can like put them into live. So like with Top Step and with Top Step, like for the first 30 days of your trading winning days, like you can only withdraw like 50% of your trade balance. Right? So if I made 6K, which I did, and then I could only withdraw 3K until I have 30 winning days of $200, which it will take a long time, right? Most people blow their account by then. And Apex, they also have, like, depending on the account size, how much the withdrawal limit is. So with My Funded Futures, there's two kinds of accounts. There's starter accounts and there's expert accounts. So their starter accounts are pretty much similar to other firms in the industry, where it's like cheaper, pretty similar profit targets. It's for most traders. It's for most people. And then they'll have some of the rules, like the consistency and the, what is it called? Scaling. And then so with the withdrawals there, right, to your question, your withdrawals are capped to how much your drawdown is, right? So for the 150K, like the max you can take out is like 4,500 for like the first 60 calendar days. So I kind of like that. I really like the calendar day more. I wish like the more futures firms like switch to calendar days, kind of like the Forex ones do. Because calendar days, you're chilling. You don't have to take a trade. You don't have to have a winning day, etc. And that will pass faster, I think, than like 30 trading days of winning trading days. Because like if you think about it, there's 20 trading days in a month, and like how many days do you like actually take a trade? Some people do trade every day, like, but like for example today, I don't really know if I'll take a trade. And then there's also holidays, etc. And like then you'll also have to have a winning day. So I think that would take longer for me than 60 calendar days. But my whole thing is I don't use the starter accounts, I use the expert accounts. So like if you're already confident in your trading skills, this is for more seasoned traders that know their model and they just want more leverage, which pretty much prop firms, everyone should be doing that if you're going to a prop firm. But for expert accounts, there is no withdrawal cap above the buffer. So they have the buffer thing, right? Which is, again, firms protecting themselves. So, for example, I use the 150K, so I'll just use that. So when you first start your funded account, you have like 4,500 end of day drawdown, right? So until you get to 4,600 profit, because they do 4,500 plus $100. So whatever the trailing drawdown is plus 100, that's when it stops trailing. And Apex does that the same thing, but on intraday. Until you get to that, you can actually withdraw. So like they don't actually like, you can take a payout actually. Let's say you get to 3K, but you can only take out like up to 60%. So like what's 60% of 3,000? It's about like 1,800. So let's say, but then you have to know that your drawdown now has gone to like 1,200 or like 1,100 actually, because they do plus 100. So you have to know how much drawdown you have left. Same thing with like Apex and Top Step. After you take a withdrawal, be aware what your balance is. Okay? So you can take a withdrawal before you get over the buffer up to 60%. So let's say you're at 4,000. You could, like, you don't have to take up a 60%. Like, let's say you want to pay yourself 2,000. You can do that. I haven't really done that because like the days, I don't really try to limit my trading. So like those days where I get over 4,500, I'm like happy, and I'm like, that happens in like the same day where I go from 3,000 to 4,500. So then after you get past the buffer, you can't really withdraw that. And you can do the 60% thing only once. So After you get past the buffer, after I get 4,600 in profit, I can't withdraw that, but I can withdraw as much as I want above that, right? So let's say I get, let's say I like to use the example. Let's say I'm like 20K in profit, for example. Then I can withdraw just minus 4,600. I can withdraw 15,400 from my funded futures expert account. As opposed to like another firm like Top Step, if I have $20,000 profit, you know, pretty early on before I get the 30 winning days, I can only take out 10,000. So that's why they're more expensive, right? Because those rules are pretty good. I like them the best. I like the withdrawal rules there the best. That's why I've gotten like 3 payouts with them. I got more payouts with them because it's like less pressure in taking a trade, right? Because I can just wait I don't have to put in trading days. And then what's the other thing? It's calendar days. So let's say I have a couple of good days and I'm like not in a rush to put on another trade, and I can actually just have a couple really good days and then trade a different account until payout. And I think that's what people do with those Forex prop firms. What I've seen from like Paladin's and Kyle's interviews is that's what they do. They lock in the payout, they get in a certain percentage, and then they work on other accounts. And that way you are kind of spreading your risk across different accounts and securing money, right? So then you're leveraging your leverage even more, right? When you take out a payout and then you buy some more accounts, and then at a certain point you're done. But here we are at Monday's high now for ES. What do I like about Apex? You can have up to 20 accounts. Okay. Wow. Monday high. Tagged. Nice. So it did wait until 10:30 to really get going. Interesting. For people in Europe, do you recommend staying in Forex or futures? I would say check your... I think futures has some restricted countries. So some Europeans cannot do it. I think like for now, I don't know what to recommend because I don't really use Forex. But like if you are in like, unfortunately the US, like all those restricted countries, you guys, like pretty much all the firms have the same restricted countries because the US has restricted them from trading futures. So yeah, there are more banned countries than... Tanya, what do you think about Take Profit Trader? I don't really use them because you have to be aware when you read the rules, and I let them know. Right, I don't partner with everybody. I do get a lot of partnership emails, and they asked about like a giveaway, but I just don't use them myself. And I told them that I didn't really like how when you go from the challenge in their evaluation accounts, it's an end of day drawdown. But then when you get funded with them, it's intraday trailing drawdown. So I don't like when the rules change like that drastically. And I let them know as like feedback. So maybe in the future they'll change it. But that's just like a pretty large hurdle for me. Like another thing I don't really like is like I deal with it with the Top Step when they do the scaling, but I also don't really like scaling because it's like I don't like it when they change the rules from eval to funded stage, right? It's like in the eval you can take as many contracts, they don't care, you know, to get your activation fee. That's how all prop firms make a lot of money. And then it's even harder in the funded stage. It's like hard enough. You know, it is difficult. And also, I wish that they put in micro scaling, where like one contract of ES is worth, you know, you can take 10 micros of ES, which which you can do on the My Funded Futures starter accounts. Yeah. So like essentially if I'm in drawdown on a Top Step account, it's really difficult because what are the options if you want to go small? You have to like, it's either 1 mini or 3 micros, right? And it's hard to partial using that. But overall, like they are the longest in the business. They've been around for 12 years. I never heard of them denying any payouts. So yeah, I still go with them for sure. Like those are my top 3: My Funded Futures, Top Step, and Apex. And like one thing I like about Apex is like you know what you're getting into, and like they don't change anything from the eval stage to the funded stage. They don't change anything. You can take as many contracts as you want right away. Yeah, so we went for Monday's high there. Yes. Okay, let me see. If I have Apex accounts with Rhythmic and get Top Step MFF on Tradeovate, can I connect the Top Step My Funded Futures to the Rhythmic Apex accounts? No, I was talking about this earlier. The issue there with Top Step is that if you get their Tradeovate, they only allow 1 login on Tradeovate with them. So that's why you choose Rhythmic with Top Step and Tradeovate everything else, essentially. So that's what I do. I have Top Step on Rhythmic. I have Apex. I first mistakenly had Rhythmic with Apex, but you can't have 2 Rhythmic logins on NinjaTrader, which is where I copy my trades. So I had to get new Apex accounts on Tradeovate. Apex changes to intraday trailing and PI accounts. It doesn't change anything. It's the same as evals. You know what you're getting with Apex is the intraday trailing. Yeah, so with those intraday trailing accounts, that's pretty much the hardest kind of trailing. So what I've seen is like you just gotta lock in that 1.5 R. Because if it comes back on a pullback, you're not in a good position. So that's going to take a little bit longer for me, and I just know for like Apex, just to set all those accounts up and to get a payout, etc. Like also you need 10 trading days, but the advantage there is like you can have up to 20 accounts, and like and it stops trailing after you get past the buffer. So essentially my plan for that is to trade micros, take my time. I have taken a payout with Apex before. That was like the first funded company I chose. It was like last year. And it literally took me like 30 trading days to get to it. But like I took my time and everything else. So yeah, but then I don't know how many people know here, but like then I had a freak accident playing volleyball. It was not my fault at all. It was a literal freak accident. Playing club volleyball, and I tore my ACL. I needed surgery. Took 3 months off from trading. Very difficult mentally. Like the ACL surgeries are very, very mentally taxing. Very difficult recovery. Yeah, so I took, and some people say like, oh, after my surgery I was back right away. Yeah, I was not mentally there, and even when I came back, like I blew up my Apex account. You know, getting back into trading from like, if you're going through some like major life thing, like injury, illness, divorce, death of a family member, etc., like that's going to take a toll on your trading, whether you realize it or not. So, got to be aware of that. Yeah, you just got to be aware. Why ES not NQ? ES is clearly stronger. It's way closer to the Monday high. Really, Alex Lorenzo, I have not noticed that. So I'll make sure to put the leader on rhythmic. Tanya, you're a full-time trader. I've been a full-time trader for about almost 2 years now. Which ICT series did I study? You know what I wonder here? I wonder if this is gonna go to here now. It's 1050 macro. Okay, I'm gonna delete this checklist, so take your screenshots if you want. Now. See this. Someone said, oh, there's no fair value gap created, so that's not anything for me. Also, this is not inverted yet. So we can watch this, the fair value gap right before the high was taken. But I'm sure this is a larger one on the, let's see on the 5. Larger on the 5. I imagine it's just going to keep running for this, not really give me any kind of entry. Let's see. It didn't break this with a fair value gap, so not that interested. And I guess it did on the 32nd here. We could watch that, see what happens. .32, also this little. Yeah, let's see it just drop here. See if it does that. Did it invert this 1 minute yet? We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Not yet, entirely. Your 1 minute time frame shows a bearish fair value gap. You don't know why mine doesn't? Are you looking at NQ or ES? See if the 1050 macro delivers to here. Okay, it did already reach there. So, already did. See, it inverted it. It did wick back there. And now here. Let's see. 15 minute. Let's see if that's a low resistance liquidity run. It's a fast move up, likely a fast move down too. Someone says 10-minute fair value gap, enter long. You know, I don't really think today it's gonna be like, how would you say, trend day? Which is why I would look for a reversal during the 1050 macro. It's normal for it to bounce here. So let's see what ends up happening if it bounces up again to this area and then down. See if it does that again. Doesn't have to, it can just go, be the best actually for it just to go lower. Just invert it on the 5 as well. I don't really think that this would hold. Like I said though, I'm not in a position. It's tape reading for NFP Thursday protocol, but something I would look at if I was normally trading. I'd already be in the trade here. Normal area to bounce, pretty normal. See, it shouldn't close back really above that midpoint of this, or this. It shouldn't go back up there. If it does, then that's like pretty much invalidated. Where it's 10:58. It's going to be London close in about 2 minutes. Okay, so far it is doing that, so let's see how this candle closes. Alright, nice rejection. Now we should start seeing this get taken out, and then longs are sort of trapped and this will get taken out as well. So let's see now, it closed below this low. What time is it? It's about to be 11. See what London close does last minute. Let's see this candle then. More pseudo support created. This is the London close. See if they're like taking profit. Likely. You know, day before NFP hit Monday high. S&T or ENQ did not hit Monday high. Keep watching this until what is it? Until 11:10 should deliver. So we'll see how much faster like this move down will be compared to this move up. From here, 1014 to 1042. 42 minus 14, it's like 28 minutes. Versus, we'll see this one, like here, 53. If that delivers by like, it would have to deliver by 11:21 to be faster. But like, so it should take around half the time. So by 11:10 should be here, and if it does, then that will be like a pretty good example if high resistance to like low resistance lower. So we'll see this London, see if this closes below. Right now NQ is not really doing that, it's not near it, but you know, it's a 1 minute SMTs I don't care so much about. But I do care about whether we close below lows, and it's not here. See this candle? I would like it just to continue. Really want it to bounce again up here, then that's just going to be nonsense. Because we have 8 minutes left. Okay, would like this candle to close lower with like a displacement, right? A fair value gap created. But like there's 18 seconds left, 14 seconds left. It's just hanging around. What is YM doing? YM hit some Wednesday highs, okay. Alright, so that is happening here. It did close below it with a displacement. Let's see, if this stops right here, that's an immediate rebalance. Someone asked earlier, what's an immediate rebalance? If it pauses here at this low, right, that's immediately rebalancing, and then if it goes lower, that's what that would be. That would be this candle. But 30 seconds left, so let's see how this candle closes. Will be good for another down close candle. It's good that it goes up at the beginning of it if you're thinking of each candle as AMD. See, 2 minutes left in this. Meh, this is going back up again. NQ's not moving. Not really, no. It's 11:04. Likely it's just gonna come back here into the range again. Yeah. So if I were in that trade, personally, I would have just like gone out for like a small profit here or something. Because that's... there's no fair value gap breaking that low. Could come back again here. And NQ did not take this low. So indices are sort of out of sync. So we'll stay watching it until, like, you know, this is what I'm saying. It's like this is not low resistance, liquidity run lower. It's also high resistance. So yeah, we'll watch it until 11:10. But other than that, I don't really have high expectations for that. It's just how I read price. It's not. Yeah. I like Tanya, but you have to remember she's paid to promote these firms. They don't pay me a salary or anything, but, you know, I do get, just like anyone else does. If you use my code, I get a percentage, yeah. It's pretty much how that works. Everyone knows. But, I mean, some influencers do, that's, you can tell, I'm not, if I was paid by somebody, I would be only promoting them. Some people do get, like, a salary to only promote a specific firm, and I have declined that, so. Why? Because, like, very early in this journey, and also I want to use a bunch of firms, so I don't want to limit myself. And also I don't really, like, it's too early to so many firms pop up, it's too early to tell which one I even like the best. So if I were to partner with one of them officially, I would, you know, want to be sure to choose my favorite. And I have, like I said, I've declined other ones. Like, you know, Elite Trader Funding has to do giveaways, and I don't like that when you hit the daily loss limit, you lose your account. Right? And same thing where I don't like when you switch to, for Take Profit Trader, like I said, I let them know I don't like that. When you go from eval to end of day to intraday trailing, it's in your funded. This is not 2022 model, no breaker. He doesn't say you need to have a breaker in 2022 model. You could use a mitigation block. However, the reason why it's not a 2022 model is, like, you know, this is just an inverse. This is just, when you're using an inverse, it's very early on. It's just as a market structure shift. The reason why it's not a 2022 model, it didn't break a low with a fair value gap. This would need to be a fair value gap. This, no fair value gap here either. And that's why. Okay? And on a 2-minute, this is not even a low. Yeah. Can you briefly explain episode 12 of 2022? No, we can't. That's the most complicated episode. I recommend watching it at least 3 times. Get us some nice deals with Top Step. They don't really give any deals because they're like the longest around, so, and they do their own live streams, so why would they partner and give deals to influencers if you think about it from a business perspective? Same one more time, please. You just said FEG gap. What? Where can you find this episodes? 2022 mentorship. Yeah, so it's about to be 11:10. I didn't get into any trade. Pretty happy I didn't. If I had gone into that short, I would have just taken it off for, like, very small profit, like literally like 1 point. What do you think Surge Trader prop firm in their accounts? I don't know about them. Yeah. Yeah, firms are cheap. Any past account is 10 times leverage. Yep. Someone asked, do you have proof? I mean, I literally post my calendar on Twitter. In my other videos, I showed executions. I showed payout certificates. I don't know what you want me to do. I can't really speak on public relations of prop firms and other influencers. I don't really, we can just say, like, when you don't know something, the full details, and also it's not really my business to be talking about that. But yeah, looks like this was another high resistance liquidity run. Like, it could get here, but it's going to take a long time. Right? So from 10:50 to 11:10, we're just kind of still in this range. Would have liked this to already been here by now. And I'm okay with not being part of it if it does get here, because like I said, it'd take a long time. So let me draw this again. So essentially, because I said it didn't break below this low of fair value gap, it could come back to this area, and it did. But not really anything to write home about. Tomorrow, I will be streaming. We'll have 4 days of data. We'll see what happens for NFP. I think I'm going to start earlier. I'm going to try to be at the computer at like 8:30. Yeah, I try to keep things professional in my own live stream. So, hope everyone has a great day. Stay safe. It's NFP Thursday. You know, it's not the easiest conditions by any means. So yeah, I'll see you guys here tomorrow.